The dramatic low-rolling dunes and hard-baked plains in Dubai have a calm and tranquil beauty. But do not be deceived. This terrain is hot, harsh and formidable, and it's widely recognised as one of the most demanding race terrains in world cross-country rallying. Taking place under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai, the 2018 Dubai International Baja is the second round of this year's FIA World Cup for cross-country rallies for cars and buggies, and the opening round of the FIM Baja's World Cup for bikes and quads. 2 days of racing under hot baking sun, 2 brutal 174-kilometre stages that will test an 88 competitor lineup of cars, buggies, bikes and quads. Welcome to the 2018 Dubai International Baja, powered by Nissan and AW Rostamani. International, national and local media gathered at the opening press conference, everybody hanging off each and every word in eager anticipation for the next 2 days of racing. An entry of 88 competitors from 19 countries showed a strong lineup of talented amateurs and some of the world's top drivers and riders.
I mean, you've got guys out there that are taking part in Dakar rallies, and I mean, Benjamin Mellet, he's probably one of the favourites, along with Mohamed Belushi. These guys are on a different level, you know. From us weekend warriors, I mean, that's their sport, that's their jobs, that's, you know, they're seriously fast.
For top UAE rider Mohamed Al Belushi, he had the added pressure of being the race favourite in the bikes.
To be favourite, I don't see it that way, because your race is against your time always, and for me, I have to improve every time my skills and my stamina, my fitness, which I did. You know, I'm 1 year better in shape than last year, and hopefully it shows. And really, last year I finished second, and I was a little bit disappointed. This year I hope I can get the win.
Top driver and last year's runner-up, UAE's Sheikh Khalid Al Qasimi, wanted to go one better this year. And despite his vast experience, wanted to use the rally to learn more about the car.
I like the car. I started getting to know deeply more into it, but it's like going to school. Every day you learn something. So yes, I know much more than last year, but sometimes you get to find out there's few things you just keep discovering.
In the service area at the Dubai Autodrome, last-minute checks were made ahead of the serious and necessary business of scrutineering. It's a case of fine margins between success or failure. It's crucial getting the race setups absolutely right and within the rules. All cars, buggies, bikes and quads are individually checked and assessed ahead of racing. Rules are rules, and any failure of compliance and scrutineering means you're out of the race before it begins. And some did not pass.
It's the opening round for the FIM Baja World Cup for bikes and quads.
Following all the necessary checks, it was all smiles at the ceremonial start, as His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, along with Mohammed bin Sulayem, FIA Vice President of Sport and President of the Automobile and Touring Club of the UAE, flagged off each and every competitor. For Mohammed bin Sulayem, all the planning and preparations for the second year of the 2018 Dubai Baja had finally come to fruition.
It's a happy moment. We are actually in a good place of the preparation, good quality of cars, good quality of motorcycles, and I wish everybody a safe event. Of course, can't judge who is going to win. It will be a tough event for everybody. Hopefully they will come all safe, and wish them the best.
Early the following morning, drivers, riders and support teams made a short journey to the Al Qudra Desert start line. For each and every competitor, the minutes running up to the start are a nervous, adrenaline-fueled wait. A small army of race marshals, stewards, timekeepers and volunteers made their final checks. The waiting game was over. The 2018 Dubai International Baja was good to go. Stage 1 was a challenging 174 kilometres, a tough mixture of dune and sun-baked plains and a real test of endurance for both man and machine.
First off the start line were the bikes, and leading the way into the early morning sun, it was the race favourite, United Arab Emirates rider Mohammed Al Balushi. But being first isn't always best, especially in this instance, as it's the first bike that sets the track through the sand. Life is slightly easier for the following competitors, as they have a rough track to follow. At 2-minute intervals, the chasing pack set off. Among them, 3 top riders under the UAE flag. Aaron Mare and Sultan Balushi, Mohammed Al Balushi's brother, who were focused on posting fast times. Last year's runner-up Benjamin Mello set off with the intention of going one better in 2018. Meanwhile, Mohammed Jafar of Kuwait kicked up the sand, determined to rip up the form book. Following the bikes, the quads revved up. Kuwaiti Al Musallam set off at a blistering pace with a class win in mind. Meanwhile, leading the desert charge, Mohammed Al Balushi seemed to be going well. The big question was, could the favourite handle the pressure of expectation and keep the chasing pack at bay? The answer was that by the halfway point, he was being reined in. Aaron Mare was flying, as was Mohammed Jafar and Mello. Sultan Balushi was also going well. The chasing pack was on course to post seriously fast times. By the finish, Mohammed Al Balushi had set a time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. But was this a big enough cushion?
I could not see the elevations of it, and the peaks of it proper. Yeah, I made the most of it. I think it's difficult for everyone. Only for my part, I would say I ride when there is no track.
Al Balushi didn't have long to wait to find out. His rivals were finishing with super fast times, way too close for comfort. Aaron Mare finished 5 seconds inside 2 hours, with Jafar and Mello just a few minutes behind.
This is how the standings stood after Stage 1. The impressive Mare the fastest, Jafar second and Mello third. With Mohammed Al Balushi back in fourth, and just to add a bit of sibling spice to the proceedings, his younger brother Sultan Balushi right behind in fifth. In the auto section, top seed Al Qasimi and Xavier Panseri in their Peugeot were quickly getting into race mode. Both were in confident mood for the opening stage. However, they knew that they were becoming under serious pressure from 2 teams driving minis. Polish and Belgian pair, Shirgonski and Kolsul, and the Russians, Vasilyev and Ziltsov.
First time for us is Baja, because normally we did every time Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. And we will see, it's the same sand track, everything, but we will see after. But we are ready, we would like to start now. For waiting, it's not the reason, we will see.
But being the lead car going into the desert didn't seem to faze Al Qasimi one bit, and as expected, it seemed that the favourites would set a fast time for the rest to aim for as they battled for the lower spots on the podium. At least that was the plan. 70 kilometres into the stage, Al Qasimi and Panseri had come to a stop. Just behind, Vasilyev and Ziltsov were making good speed, the Russians choosing fast lines through the dunes, before gaining an unexpected bonus as they passed the stationary Al Qasimi and Panseri. The Mini of Shirgonski and Kolsul was also fast. Their racing lines were clean through the dunes, and with a smart overtake midway through the stage, they were now going quicker than their Russian rivals. As the stage wore on, it quickly became apparent that the Al Qudra Desert was taking its toll on the competitors. Some got stuck, one took a roll, while others broke down with mechanical failures, leaving some bits waiting to be picked up under the baking hot sun. In all, 10 cars failed to finish the grueling 174-kilometre stage. Back out in front, it was now a duel between the Russians and Polish-Belgian pairing, leaving the rest of the pack to press on. By the finish, it was Szczegonski and Kolsul who posted the best time of 2 hours, 6 minutes and 51 seconds. And just 2 minutes behind were the Russians, Vasiliev and Ziltsov.
It was a good stage. Not so easy on the dunes, but we enjoyed. We were pushing from the beginning. We passed Prokop, then Al-Qasimi. Then in the last part, we were fighting with Vasiliev, and it was really enjoying stage.
This is how the table stands. It's tight at the top, just 2 minutes separating the top two. But the big news on day one is that the favourites are out.
It's not a really good day for us. For sure, in the beginning, from the splits and the team was looking at, we know he was driving in a good pace, although he was opening the road, and we had a good rhythm, and he was leading by quite a good chunk. Unfortunately, I started having a feeling that the car is not really reacting as the way I want, just hesitating a lot on the stage. So we came to that section where after 60 or 70 kilometers, the car started just, you can feel like it could stall in the car, and suddenly, boop, boop, and it stopped.
The first stage had been predictably tough. The Al Qudra Desert had taken its toll on some of the 88 competitors. The remaining riders and drivers had just 24 hours to recover before they raced again on stage 2. Another grueling 174 kilometres of searing heat, sand and dune awaited. Another test of speed, skill and endurance for both man and machine. How would it all play out? Don't go away. Welcome back to the United Arab Emirates and the 2018 Dubai International Baja, powered by Nissan and AW Rostamani. 88 riders and drivers had raced across 174 kilometres of testing sand dunes and plains on a first day of racing. However, the Al Qudra Desert terrain had already taken its toll. 11 cars and 1 bike failed to finish stage 1. One of the many appeals of the Dubai International Baja is that it attracts a wide variety of experienced riders and drivers. Some are out to win, some just love the challenge, and some just want to try something different.
My name's Lyndon Poskett from the UK, and I'm here in the Dubai International Baja racing a Dragon Energy Polaris. It's my first time on 4 wheels, so it's going to be an interesting experience for me. Previously, I've only ever raced motorcycles, so since the age of 10 I've been racing motorcycles. Done the Dakar Rally 3 times now and completed 3 times on a motorcycle, and I got the opportunity to come here and try out 4 wheels, so I obviously jumped at that because I'm sure it's going to be a great experience. I mean, I've only literally driven the car for probably an hour, 2 hours, so it's like straight in at the deep end. You know, the similarity reading the dunes is very similar, so reading the track ahead is the same. The difference is, the 2 big differences is in the car you can't see as much. So on a bike you can stand up, but in the car you cannot see it over things, so you've got to be a little bit more cautious, which changes your driving style a little bit. When you come up to the top of a dune on a motorcycle, you can just go over it, but in this you don't want to get stuck, so you have to take a look, so you turn, take a look, and then decide whether you go back or go over it. And it's going to take some time to get used to it, and I'm sure that I'm going to have some issues. And also, you know, the bike, you have a problem, you just jump off. In this, you are going upside down. And I'm on my own, so I don't have a navigator, which is unusual. So if it goes onto its roof, I have to put it back myself, which I can imagine is going to be difficult. Well, it was an adventure, and that's what I came for. It was great, got off the start, just took it really steady. And 20 kilometres into the stage, my road book switch broke, so I couldn't forward my road book. Managed to find a way to manually adjust it, but every time to adjust it, I had to cover it with my hand. So it was like trying to adjust it and then look. Anyway, I did the whole stage like that manually. So that was the first drama. Then I got to about 75 kilometres and got stuck for the first time. And yeah, let me just say, when you get stuck in a car, it's a lot more difficult than when you get stuck on a bike. And then I started to feel sick. And I thought, what's going wrong? And then I realised it was motion sickness, like travel sickness in the dunes, you know? It was so up and down, left and right. And I just said, I was like, no, I'm going to be sick. And I didn't even get the door open, like, boom, I was sick. And then I was like, man, I have no energy now. So I took something to eat, got some drink, kind of refreshed myself, got back in the car, and then I was fine to the end. What an adventure.
The adventure continued with Stage 2 and the final stage of the 2018 Dubai International Baja. It was a repeat of the first 174 kilometres, another full test of speed, skill, strategy and endurance.
Once again, it was the bikes that started the final day's proceedings. Any one of the top 5 riders could take the win. Understandably, there was plenty of tension on the start line, and it was Aaron Mare who was first off.
It's going to be different opening the route, but there should be enough tracks for me from yesterday to, not navigate too much. But going to be different with the guys chasing me and not knowing where everyone is. So we'll see.
Kuwaiti rider Jafar started second, determined to catch the lead bike. Third starter was last year's runner-up, Benjamin Mello, whose concern was the threat from behind, with Mohamed Al-Balushi back in fourth.
If I can keep the spot on podium, that would be good, but Mohamed Balushi is starting behind me, so if he catches me, I think it's gonna be difficult. But yeah, let's see. Looking forward.
Pre-race favourite Mohamed Al-Balushi was giving nothing away on the start line. His sole focus was on chasing down the top 3.
Yeah, I feel good. Ride my own race, ride to the finish, and yeah, try to catch the guys up ahead. That's it.
For the leading pack, there were no dramas on the early part of the stage. But as often happens in the desert, things can change in a blink of an eye. Mare and Jafar would soon be out, breaking down with mechanical failures. In front, Mello was still going well, but could he hang on to take the win? Sultan Balushi started the day back in 5th to haul himself into the mix. But elder brother Mohammed was flying, riding much faster than on stage 1 as he reeled in Mello. And things were about to get worse for last year's runner-up. 30 kilometres from the end, Mello had gearbox problems. Stuck in 3rd, he was now forced to nurse his bike home. Mohamed Al-Balushi took full advantage, overtaking Mello before crossing the line and taking the win. The favourite had delivered.
I'm really happy. Yesterday I was not. I was really disappointed, but really I did not give up, and I'm glad that I'm here today.
A fantastic ride in the end from Mello, and given the problems he had with his bike, he did incredibly well just to finish, let alone to get a 2nd place.
Yeah, I have a problem with my gearbox and my rear brake since the beginning, so it was really hard for me. But yeah, happy to finish, to be here healthy and finish it.
This is how the final table looked. Al-Balushi climbed from 4th to finish 1st. Mello a brave 2nd, and keeping it in the family, Sultan Balushi 3rd. In the auto section, all eyes were focused on the battle of the teams in the minis. Leaders Shirgonsky and Kolsul versus Vasiliev and Ziltsov. Both teams had put in a blistering performance on the opening stage, but both knew that they would have to go even faster on stage 2.
It's much more hot, much more warm than yesterday, and for sure the sun will be more softer. But the good thing is that we know the track, and for sure we'll try to go faster than yesterday. And today is big fight with Vasiliev, and we'll see how it will end after 170 Ks.
Stage 1 had taken a heavy toll. 11 cars had failed to finish, reminding every driver and co-driver that the Al Qudra Desert could bite again. Speed, skill, strategy and endurance, the buzzwords on the start line. But everybody knew that they also needed a little bit of luck to get through to finish stage 2. Not wishing to ride their luck too much, third place cars Seydan and Kuzmic simply wanted to take one place at a time.
Exciting. Last day we want to finish safe, and we tried to push a little bit more to push in the second place.
As their wheels kicked up the sand, Shirgonsky and Kolsul took off into the dunes. As expected, they were quick. Vasiliev and Ziltsov made their intentions clear from the start. The Russians were not holding back. But it was steady as she goes for third place Seydan and Kuzmic. With podium places out of reach, the rest of the cars just needed to get through the dunes as quickly and as safely as possible. Although out of contention, Al-Qasimi and Panseri had fixed their car and were out to see what time they could set on stage 2. They ended up posting the fastest time to leave them wondering just what might have been. Back at the business end, Shirgonsky and Kolsul hadn't put a foot wrong and looked unlikely to be caught. The Russians had pushed hard, but to no avail.
Congratulations to Shirgonsky and Kolsul, who finished the race 3 minutes and 7 seconds ahead of their fierce rivals.
It was really a good stage for us. We were pushing from the beginning because we didn't know how the guys in the back will go. But we are still not here, and it means that we won the race, and we are so happy doing on this kind of terrain, the dunes in the sand, and the car was really good. We are happy.
And this is how the final table stood. Shirgonsky and Kolsul first, with a time of 4 hours, 10 minutes and 27 seconds. Vasiliev and Ziltsov second, a fine drive from the Russians in their first Baja. And Seydan and Kuzmic third, who just didn't quite have enough on the day to catch the Russians. The Dubai International Baja had delivered yet again, and perhaps more importantly is now a permanent fixture in the World Cup racing calendar.
The event is actually growing. I can feel it. We have the proper partnership. The communication is good with the drivers and the riders. It is growing, and it complements also the other event. So what we are doing is a good deal for their investment when they come here. Part of it is the security, it's the safety, and it's the terrain, and it's also the communication that we have with them. So I am a bit relieved that this event will definitely grow bigger and bigger.
At the closing podium ceremony, it was all smiles again as the riders and drivers took their well-deserved applause.
In the end, that was a good race, and it's always good to be here with the guys. And I didn't race so much this year in Dubai, so it's good to be back here, and especially with this Baja World Cup, it's really cool.
It was not easy, you know, day one opening the route and losing 3 positions. But luckily I don't lose time so much, only 3 minutes. This was a small hope, even though I knew that the second day is exactly the same route, you know, so it's difficult to gain that much. But sometimes they swing your way, you know, the luck, and I'm really pleased, and I think I really worked hard, and I cannot do it without my team.
It was also a big well done to Vasiliev and Ziltsov, thrilled to have finished second in their very first Dubai Baja.
No, really, it was very close to with Azemini. and the guys good job. Really, it was a big speed in the dunes, and we are happy that our battle finished like that.
But it was congratulations to Shergonski and Kolsul. They led right from the start to take the win in Dubai.
Yesterday we had to open to navigate to check the track. Today we were driving on the same track, but there was so many lines in different directions that we had to be really focused because it was easy to lose the good direction. And next race will be Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, because now we are leading in World Cup classification, and then the third race will be in Abu Dhabi. Then we come back to the dunes in next 2 weeks.
Top drivers and riders rubbed shoulders with privateers and enthusiasts in the testing Al Qudra Desert. The 2018 Dubai International Baja, powered by Nissan and AW Rostamani, delivered a fast and testing rally across some of the best racing terrain in the world. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.